And welcome to the All Four Downs podcast presented by CMG Sports. Wow, what an NFL season we're about to talk about with the playoffs. Yes, we got 8 more weeks left of the NFL. And man, I'm going to tell you right now that things are starting to look interesting. We're going to be covering the standings on the playoffs perspective and probably make our predictions as who will remain on top, who may sink. You never know what can happen in the NFL, right? Anything can happen at any given Sunday. We're also going to be talking about the games this week. Who wins? Who loses? What's going on? There's a lot of familiarities. Excuse me, familiarities. There you go. I'm messing up my words already. But Hector and I, we kind of agree on a lot of things. But regardless of the situation, there's only one person that got to be on top. Even though there's a long climb, but I guarantee at the end, it is I. Heck Love with OV1. What's up? What's going on?
Just listening to you in the backstage, I was about to choke on my own spit listening to you trying to make. You are not LL Cool J. You're not going to make a comeback here.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
you're going to need a Doug Flutie, Boston College Hail Mary to try to come back and beat me. Look, I
Hey,
admire.
listen, when you talking about that, I'm here making money here on DraftKings because I did pick the Washington Commanders to give the Philadelphia Eagles their first loss. And I'm like, yeah, baby. Go
Yeah,
ahead. Come at
no,
me.
no, definitely. You go ahead and gloat about that. You did pick that, and you're on the Heineke train, and I think you are the conductor of that train because you're proving me wrong. So
Well, the only person that's going to stop that train is the head coach, Coach Rivera, as he was talking about maybe Carson Wentz coming back as a starter, but
mm,
he is not ready this weekend. So could he be back the following week? And the story always repeats himself with Carson Wentz, right? I mean, after his injury with the Eagles, he was never the same. Okay, Nick Foles took the team and they won the Super Bowl. Then all of a sudden he got his starting job back. Nick Foles goes somewhere else, and all of a sudden he can't even quarterback the team. All right. He ends up going to Indianapolis, and he was straight up garbage there. Now he's in Washington. He's still playing garbage. And Haneke comes out and say, "Hey, I told you I can still play." Right.
yep.
And I'm not a believer when it goes, "Oh, he's just fit to be a backup quarterback." I don't believe that. This guy has a resume of becoming a true starter, right? And the plain example is from the Seattle Seahawks, their quarterback. Okay. This guy's been a backup quarterback after losing his starting job with the Jets, right? And he's doing fabulous. And it's always the coach's perspective. How are they running the team? You got to have that balance. And you got to have a run game. You cannot win without a run game this season. That's what it boils down to. Yes, defense wins championships, but to get to the playoffs, you got to run the ball.
Yeah, you definitely do. If you can't, you're not going to get nowhere. So
Absolutely not.
I totally agree. And we're going to
Check
be
out the
covering some of that too with some of these run games, some of these run teams.
Oh man, yes, yes. And you know what? That's also a factor. And I'm gonna tell you right now.
Hmm
Um, the Kansas City Chiefs leading the way right now by a half a game. Uh, Miami Dolphins is off this week, so that's gonna like narrow everything down. But Kansas City leads at number one seed in the AFC for the playoffs, so they will get a bye should they remain on top. But then you also have the Dolphins, surprisingly. Still not sold. I'm still not sold with the Dolphins. Tennessee, which is expected to be there, right? The Colts, they're trying to find their identity with their new head coach. The Ravens are starting to look like the Baltimore Ravens. And surprisingly, you have the Jets. And also surprised that the Bills are at 6, knowing that we predicted that they will be number 1, which is, again, still plenty of time. And then you got the Patriots and the Chargers and Bengals behind. So it's pretty interesting as of right now going into week 11.
It very much is. I mean, this is what we like to see, as fans of the game, when these teams start matching up with each other, with these tiebreakers, and I think New England's going to have a tough road ahead of them trying to hold on to a number 7 seed because they got a very tough schedule going down the stretch here. So we're going to see if they can make it and not break it and let the Chargers or the Bengals try to catch them. We'll see what happens.
Yes, indeed. And I tell you what, man, I'm still surprised that the Bills are 0-2 in their own division. They need I mean, that just explains about everything else in the conference, right? But 6-3 record, but 0-2 in the division.
Yeah,
That's not going to get you anywhere.
but I'm okay with that because this tells me that Buffalo could beat everybody outside of their division. So if they find a way of maybe hopefully to try to stay away from those teams in the playoffs, their division foes, they probably can take teams down like Kansas City, Tennessee, Baltimore with no problem. We've already seen them beat Baltimore and Kansas City, so we know they can play with the top dogs. These division games, to me, it always goes either way. We just seen it with Philadelphia losing their first game against, who was it, a division rival. Buffalo's 2 of their 3 losses against division foes. It's to me, it's common to lose against a division foe. They know each other so well, So I'm not worried about Buffalo. I still got them as my top dog in the AFC.
All right, moving on to the NFC. The Philadelphia Eagles, number 1 seed. They win the tiebreak over Minnesota based on the head-to-head win percentage. But you got to give it up to both Philadelphia and Minnesota. I've said it during preseason that these two teams were going to be in first place in their division. But Minnesota by far exceeded the standard, man, because I didn't expect them to be 8-1 right now.
That's true. Thinking about who they have at quarterback, you wouldn't think that. They're doing good. I give them props because the rest of that division is just a dumpster fire, especially from 2-time defending MVP champion Aaron Rodgers. I didn't expect much from the Bears or the Lions. So for Minnesota, it shouldn't be too surprising that they're finally knocking the Packers down. But can they sustain this going into the playoffs? We've seen a Minnesota team go 15-1, and they lost in the NFC Championship game. So until you get over that hump and get to the Super Bowl and even win it, because, again, we're talking about a franchise who has not won a Super Bowl in 4 tries. So.
Right. New York Giants 7-2, looking good as the top of the wild card. The Dallas Cowboys. I mean, look, the Washington Commanders got the same amount of wins as the San Francisco 49ers. Yes. And you look at that this could be a possibility of an entire East divisions making the playoffs.
That will be awesome. That will be so intriguing to see if AFC and NFC can bring all their teams into the playoffs.
Solid, baby. Solid.
Could we see the NFC East and the AFC East battle in the Super Bowl because of that?
And now that one I might have to disagree with you.
No,
I'm still taking Kansas City. Kansas City looks like a true team, man. They really do. I mean, on both sides of the ball, well balanced. And you take out Tyreek Hill from the Chiefs, who went over to the Dolphins, and yet they still looking better to me.
No, I agree. I mean, they are looking good, and as long as you got Patrick Mahomes as a quarterback, he has gone no less than an AFC Championship game in his career. So, he doesn't know what it's like to get knocked out in any other round, but that or the Super Bowl. So, until that happens, they are still the top dogs. But I think this could be the year that we start seeing some kind of vulnerability.
All right, the bye weeks, like we mentioned, the Dolphins, Seahawks, Buccaneers, and Jaguars. They're taking a break. All right, taking a break, and much needed for the Bucs to regroup. But I got a feeling that when they come back, they're winning out. As far as the Dolphins, a lot of speculation. A lot of people saying Tua should be considered MVP. I tell you what, no, absolutely not. The wide receiver, Tyreek Hill, that's the guy that you want to put the MVP on. Without him, the Dolphins will be nowhere.
Nope, they'll be 3-6 instead of 6-3.
No, but speaking about this, the Titans and the Packers start off the week. Thursday, Prime Video, which, man, I'm still not digging that Prime Video stuff. But Titans at Packers. Packers finally got the win. They take out the losing streak. And They look real against the Dallas Cowboys, but can they do it again against the Titans? That Derrick Henry struggled last week. They got Tannehill back for this game. What do you think?
No, I like Green Bay in this one. Look, Green Bay's defense is number one in the passing defense. So that tells me I don't see Tannehill doing too much. He's going to have to rely on Derrick Henry because they can do that. Tennessee can run on Green Bay, but they're not going to be able to pass that ball. It's going to be frigid. I mean, you're showing it's 31 degrees. It'll probably be even colder than that in Lambeau Field this time of year. So I think Tennessee is going to have a heavy dose of Green Bay's defense at them. I think that's what it's going to come down to is the defense versus the Titans offense. So I got Green Bay winning this game.
All right, both of us agree that the Packers will win on Thursday Night Football. Moving on to Sunday, the Lions visit the Giants. Giants 4-1 at home. Surprisingly, they're the top wildcard team in the NFC, and you wouldn't even imagine that, right? But 51 degrees out there. Giants favored by 3. I'm taking the Giants on this one.
Look, I'm sticking with my Giants. They're making me believers. I know there's a lot of people that are still hating on the Giants and not putting respect behind their name. But look, I think if they just if their defense continues steadily playing the way they are, they can slow down that Lions offense, which is one of the best, if not the best in the league. It's just that Detroit is 3-6 because of their defense ranks last. So that should give the Giants an opportunity to put a lot of points on the board. Got to clean up these mistakes. These wide receivers wide open and dropping passes cannot cut it. But the thing is, at the end of the day, this is not college football. Win is a win. We're not doing style points. I don't care if you win by 1 or 100. The Giants are still 7-2, the top wild card in the NFC. Give me the Giants to beat the Lions at home.
And Bellinger, the tight end of the New York Giants, who is a rookie, may be coming back. He has now been listed as questionable. He was the one that got his eyes poked out during the tackle. So I'm hoping that he comes back. The Raiders versus the Broncos. Broncos are winless on the road. And I will tell you straight up, the Raiders are tanking by purpose. All that talent right there, and knowing that McDaniels will be back next year as a head coach is only telling me you are tanking by purpose. I don't care how you put it.
No,
they're going to say no and this and that. I don't care. I'm taking the Broncos to win.
Yeah, we had high hopes for the Raiders this year, but that is just pathetic. No wins on the road this year. Give me the Broncos. The Broncos are ranked second in defense overall, and their passing defense is even more stout. So Derek Carr is not going to be able to pass. He's going to go back to the podium and cry at the post press conference again, trying to blame somebody. So give me the Broncos.
All right, the Bears visit the Falcons. Bears 1-4 on the road against the Falcons 3-2 at home. Atlanta's favorite, but this is something about Justin Fields. He could change the game, and he's getting more comfortable every week. And they're not putting up some points, I tell you. However, I might be leaning against Atlanta unless you persuade me otherwise.
Look, when the Bears get into this game, there's going to be a lot of running for the Bears, and led by Justin Fields. Apparently, the Falcons cannot stop the run, and that's what the Bears are going to be doing. And it's sad to say that they're going to have their quarterback do most of the running. Okay. And also Chicago's pass defense is one of the best in the league. So I don't see how, as good as Mariota is, I don't see how he's going to pass that ball for so many yards against this Bears team. So I got the Bears to come back and win this game against the Falcons.
All right, Browns versus the Bills. I'm picking the Bills on this game unanimously.
Okay, so they're talking about the temperature. You showing 42 degrees. I think game time is going to be 20-something degrees. They're predicting almost 6 feet of snow. Buffalo is almost untouchable when the temperature is 30 or below at home against their opponents. So I think Buffalo's going to win this game handily and get back on track. So give me Buffalo to win this game.
All right, our differences between the Bears and the Falcons. So let's move forward to the Eagles and the Colts. Eagles undefeated on the road, 4-0. They suffered a loss to the Commanders, which was about to happen. There ain't one, still looking good against the Colts that are still trying to find their identity. I'm still gonna lean on the Eagles because I'm not really sure what the coach is all about now.
No, I don't know either, especially with Jeff Saturday. I don't know his mindset as a head coach. So give me the Eagles to bounce back. They're undefeated on the road. I think they'll stay like that. So Eagles win this game.
Jets versus the Patriots. Jets are 4-0 on the road. They did suffer a loss early in the season against the Patriots. Who you got on this one?
I got the Patriots, surprisingly. Look, I take nothing away from what the Jets are doing this year. But I think the Patriots are gonna take the season series from these Jets. It's a division game. Anything can go either way, but I think it's just too much hype on the Jets. So give me New England to win this game.
All right, here we go. So we got the Rams and the Saints. Rams already have Cooper Kupp in the IR. They don't have a rush offense, and the Saints are just running wild. Don't know what they're doing, but somehow they're squeezing out 3 wins. They're going to squeeze out their 4th one. I'm taking the Saints over the Rams.
Yeah, I got the Saints too. They're in the top 10 in passing, so I think this is going to be a bad day for the Rams defense. So give me the Saints at home to win this game. The Rams, this is a disappointing season after winning a Super Bowl.
Now, the next game is the biggest spread out of all the games. The Ravens are favored 13 points over the Carolina Panthers. Panthers are 0-4 on the road. I'm surprised and shocked that it's 13 points. I mean, this is not college football. All right, this is the NFL. I'm not trusting on the spread, but of course, when you have a big spread like that, you got to go for the Ravens.
Oh, I like the Ravens. They're going to run this ball down the Panthers' throat, and Lamar Jackson, just like Justin Fields, he probably too is going to be doing a lot of running. I like that spread. I don't see how the Panthers are going to cover that. I like Baltimore, and the weather is going to be cold in Baltimore. The whole East Coast, the whole Eastern Seaboard is going to be frozen.
I don't know. The game time says 51, so I'm gonna have to call the AccuWeather app and be like, "Yo, what's going on over there?" Commanders going to the Texans, so they're going to be in the dome. But I'm taking the Commanders, man. Heineken is the man. We talked about him earlier. They're going to get the job done. And Texans, they're going to be playing for the first-round pick.
Look, you have made me a believer. Since Heineke took over the starting job, you've been on this train, and I've been just shooting you down, but you've been proving me wrong. You've been proving me right all this time, and look, I give you your props on that. Give me the Commanders. Get me on that train. I bought my ticket. I have a ticket. Get me on the train. So I'm waiting at the station for the Commanders train. So look, Heineke's doing his thing, man. Wentz, I don't know what his story is, what is going on here, but me personally, I think I'll just keep Heineke in there. The Commanders are making a lot of noise, and I don't think last week was a hangover. I think they will take down the Houston Texans. So Houston, we have a problem.
Big problems. But you know who else has a problem? It's going to be either the Cowboys or the Vikings. I was in a dilemma here. I leaned for the Cowboys at the beginning, but you know what? What makes sense is what I stated in the beginning. You got to have a balanced offense. You got to have a good running game. You got to have a quarterback that let them be free. And that's what the Vikings is all about. They're playing free. They're having fun. They're doing miracle catches. I mean, damn, this looks like the Giants from way back when OBJ was catching one-handed passes, showing off his skills. The Vikings have all that. They got the package. I don't know about the Cowboys. I don't know about their running game. Can they maintain that? Or what about their defense? Can that defensive rush be able to stop the Vikings offense? I'm taking the Vikings, and even though Dallas is favorite, but me with the Vikings, I think it's easy money just to put on the Vikings and win in DraftKings.
This is going to sound crazy, but I'm going for the Cowboys here. I'm looking at the Cowboys defense, sustaining the Vikings offense. Okay, Donovan Wilson, he's leading the Cowboys in tackles. I mean, and then, of course, you got Micah Parsons. I think if the Vikings offensive line cannot put any pressure on Parsons, he's going to rip in there and take Kirk Cousins to the ground, okay? And then you better be careful with Trayvon Diggs. If he intercepts 1 or 2 balls, he could take it to the house, and Kirk Cousins is not going to like that. So give me the Cowboys to win in Minnesota.
All right, there's our differences right there. You're booking it in there. All right, the Bengals and the Steelers. I know the Bengals lost in week 1 against the Steelers, but they should bounce back. They found the formula without Chase. I'm taking the Bengals over the Steelers.
Yeah, I like Joe Burrow better in this situation than I do Kenny Pickett. So give me the Bengals to win this game. It should be a close one. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I think Joe Burrow gets it done. I think the offensive line gives him some protection. He'll stay in the pocket, get that ball out, get a couple of passes in there. He'll win this game.
The Chiefs versus the Chargers. Chiefs wish that they played the Super Bowl at SoFi Stadium, but however, they won't go over there, take care of business, take out the bolts out of the way. The Chiefs win big in LA.
Look, the Chiefs, to me, I think they have the second best offense in the league. First in passing. When you got Patrick Mahomes, it's okay. We don't need Tyreek Hill. We can do this without him. Give me the Chiefs to win this one and put the Bolts on ice.
All right, we both agree on that one. Kind of dangerous that we agree on a lot. The only 2-game difference. But the San Francisco 49ers 5-4 visits the Arizona Cardinals at 4-6. Now, this is a It's one of those, right? Because 49ers are 5-4, but they made trades to make their team better. But on the other side, the Cardinals are just the Cardinals. What you don't know what you're going to get out of them. What kind of motivations do they have? I am going to be safe and pick the 49ers to defeat the Cardinals on Monday Night Football.
I am too. I just feel like the 49ers are a better team. Garoppolo, to me, is the more stabilized quarterback than Kyler Murray. Kyler doesn't seem like he wants to even be there. I don't know what he wants nowadays. You know, with Christian McCaffrey now being
that he played last week. So, I mean, and it looked better, yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, isn't it McCoy the quarterback for that team?
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, the offense looked a lot better last week without Murray. That's definitely the truth. So, yeah. But you talking about the 49ers, I don't know, man. It's like, I mean, they went ahead and they beat the Chargers 22-16, right?
Yeah.
The Cardinals did beat the Rams, but then again, the Rams are just lost. And who knows what could happen with them. But I'm going to stay safe and pick the 49ers.
Yeah, I am too. I trust McCaffrey. I trust Brandon Ayuk to get the job done when they get the ball in their hand from Garoppolo. So
I see a lot of trick plays for the 49ers.
It's possible, yeah. I
bet you 3 of those touchdowns will be trick plays.
Yeah. And the Cardinals are not going to be able to run this ball. The 49ers guy is first in rushing defense, number 1 overall in defense. This is the upstart on the 49ers maybe running away with this division pretty soon. No disrespect to the Seahawks, but I think the 49ers is just a better team than the Seahawks, and they're going to start proving it here. I think they started cleaning up their messes. They made their mistakes early in the season. That's why they're only 4 losses right now, but I don't see that many more losses in their future.
You don't see nothing. I don't see nothing either.
Well, all I do see is a big lead between me and you. So
what?
There's a lot of air gap between you and me because
No, there's just a lot of matter. Okay, there's a lot of matter. Okay, and everything does matter.
Gotcha. Okay. This is not no acute angle. This is an obtuse angle. It's wide out.
There you go. Hey, we'll be back in a half an hour on the CMG Central YouTube channel for college football. And a big highlight on that is the tragedy that happened in Virginia.
Yes.
Plus the top 25 and the Heisman. Who do you think is going to win the Heisman? And then finally we'll cover the college football picks, the top games. So if you're the sports bettor, you want to tune in at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with myself and Joe Aguirre. And also, if you got the Connecticut Politics app, that's right, the CT Politics, the app on Roku, you want to download that because our show will be on there. Okay, so it's pretty amazing. We just started, so you want to tune in to CT Politics. That's Connecticut Politics app. Download it on Roku device and check it out, man, because that's pretty dope to be on regular television.
I know, that's awesome, right? We're moving on up like George and Wheezy.
George. Oh yeah. Oh, George.
Jefferson's.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say Jefferson's, but you threw me off with these first names, man. But call me crazy.
Yeah. Just don't call me
But
late for dinner.
oh, there you go. Get out of here. Anyhow, hey, thank you for watching. If you missed the show, you just tuning in. Go ahead and check us out on the YouTube channel or on Facebook. It is All Four Downs on the CMG Central YouTube channel and our regular Facebook. So on behalf of Heck Love, I'm OV1. Thank you for watching. Take care, everyone. Let's enjoy some football. See you guys in a half an hour.